In a quiet village, on the very edge of town, stood a peculiar little shop. This was the home of a man everyone called the Magic Mask Maker. His craft was unlike anything you've ever seen. He would invite beautiful young women into his studio and gently apply a special, magical wax to their faces. As the wax cooled, it hardened, creating a perfect mold. The process wasn't always comfortable. When the mask was ready, he would take out a small hammer and carefully tap it, slowly prying it away. The girls might let out a small whimper, a brief moment of discomfort, but it was over quickly. He'd pay them for their time and send them on their way. You see, his true fascination wasn't with the girls themselves, but with the masks they left behind. Back in his workshop, the real enchantment would begin. He'd take these hardened, blank canvases and bring them to life. First, a spray of a natural, skin-like color, then a touch of light pink blush on the cheeks, followed by beautifully trimmed eyebrows, sharp, elegant eyeliner, and a coat of bright, alluring lipstick. As a final touch, he'd add a delicate layer of glitter, making the mask shimmer with an otherworldly glow. And just like that, a breathtakingly charming face was born. The price for such perfection? $1,000. One afternoon, a new girl wandered into his shop. She glanced at the masks hanging on the walls, her expression filled with a mix of curiosity and disdain. She probably thought they were just cheap, lifeless toys. The mask maker simply smiled, a knowing look in his eyes. "Come," he said softly, "let me show you." He chose a mask and gently placed it over her face. He led her to a large, ornate mirror. As she looked at her reflection, her eyes widened in utter disbelief. She couldn't recognize the person staring back at her. The face in the mirror was so beautiful, so impossibly perfect. Without a second thought, she emptied her purse, took out all of her savings, and bought the mask. It was hers. Wearing her new face, she felt a surge of confidence she'd never known. She had one destination in mind, the home of Wang Erguo, the richest and most eligible bachelor in the entire village. She strode up to his door, a dazzling smile on her masked face, and introduced herself. But Erguo barely gave her a second glance. He was completely indifferent, cold even. Her heart sank. She was devastated. How could he be so unmoved by this perfect beauty? Confused and hurt, she cautiously peeked into his room, and what she saw made her world crumble. Piled high in every corner were masks, dozens, maybe hundreds of them, all just like hers. It hit her like a tidal wave. Erguo didn't see the person behind the mask. He didn't see personality, or emotion, or soul. He only saw the mask, another pretty object to add to his collection. Disappointed and utterly crushed, the girl returned home. The day had grown incredibly hot, and she could feel the mask starting to get soft, almost sticky against her skin. It was beginning to melt. A wave of panic washed over her. She ran to the bathroom, clawing at the mask, trying desperately to pull it off, but her frantic efforts only made it worse, smearing the colors across her face. In a moment of inspiration, she grabbed a hairdryer. She aimed the hot air at her face, and slowly, the wax began to loosen its grip. With one final, desperate pull, the mask came off. She collapsed onto the floor, exhausted and defeated, sitting in a heap of silence and sorrow. Just then, there was a knock at the door. It was Erguo. He had followed her. As he stepped inside, he saw her for the first time, her real face. No mask, no artificial colors, no glitter, just her, raw, real, and streaked with tears and melted wax. And he was stunned. He was completely captivated. What he had mistaken for a mere mask, a beautiful object, was nothing compared to the true, unadulterated beauty of her own face. Erguo took her by the hand and led her back to the shop on the edge of the village, back to the old mask maker. It was in that moment, standing before the magician who had started it all, that she finally understood. The mask maker's true purpose was never just about creating beautiful masks. It was about something deeper. It was about revealing the secrets hidden beneath the surface, the truth that lies in our authentic selves. And the girl realized something else, too. Her journey hadn't been about finding love with Erguo. It was about finding herself. She had come to this magical world not as a customer, but to become a part of its secret, to understand that true beauty isn't something you can wear, but something you uncover. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share,